Hey guys, welcome back. Many students, those who are going to appear for 10th board exams, are worried about what are the most important questions for a board exam. Guys, in this video, I discussed about the important questions as well as how to write answers in a point-wise manner to score full marks. Let's start. Here is the first question. Write a balanced chemical equation of photosynthesis. Okay, we can write a subheading like this: balanced chemical equation of photosynthesis. After that, the answer can be written like this. Okay, 6CO2 plus 12H2O in presence of sunlight, chlorophyll. Okay, C6H12O6, this is nothing but glucose. 6O2 oxygen plus 6H2O. This is a balanced chemical equation of photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide molecules are taken from air, okay, and water is absorbed from soil. Okay, chlorophyll is present in leaf. Okay, sunlight is the source of energy. Glucose is formed during photosynthesis. Okay, oxygen is released into air. So this is a balanced chemical equation of photosynthesis, one of the very important question for 1 mark. Okay, now let's proceed with the next question. Dear students, here is the second question. What are the steps in the process of photosynthesis? Okay, so this question is frequently asked for 3 marks. The subheading can be written like this. The steps in the photosynthesis process are: the first step, absorption of light energy by chlorophyll. Yes, chlorophyll is green colored photosynthetic pigment. It is a green colored photosynthetic pigment. It will absorb light energy. Okay, then conversion of light energy into chemical energy and splitting of water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen. So this is the second step. Okay, conversion of light energy to chemical energy and then splitting of water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, and after that, reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrates. Okay, so carbon dioxide is reduced to carbohydrates. So these are the 3 steps in the mechanism of photosynthesis. Okay, it is not compulsory that all these steps occur one after the other immediately. Okay, now it can differ from plant to plant. Guys, here is the third question. The steps in the process of photosynthesis need not take place one after the other immediately. Explain. Yes, the answer for this question can be written in this manner. The steps in the process of photosynthesis need not take place one after the other immediately, because desert plants is taken as an example to explain this answer. Okay, desert plants take up carbon dioxide at night and prepare an intermediate, okay, which is acted upon by the energy absorbed by the chlorophyll during the day. So this is a different situation. In other plants, carbon dioxide is taken at daytime. During the daytime, plants take up carbon dioxide. Okay, but in desert plants, carbon dioxide is taken up at night. Okay, to prepare intermediate compounds which is acted upon by the energy absorbed by the chlorophyll during the daytime. So this is how the steps in the process of photosynthesis need not take place one after the other immediately. Okay, now moving to the next question. Here is the fourth question. The opening and closing of the stomatal pore is a function of the guard cells. Explain. This question can be asked for 2 marks. Okay, The answer can be written like this. The opening and closing of the stomatal pore is a function of the guard cells. This can be explained by the 2 points. The guard cells swell when water flows into them. The guard cells appear like this, kidney-shaped cells. Okay, so this is how the guard cells appear, okay, in the epidermis. Okay, so these guard cells have thick inner walls, okay, like this, okay, and thin outer walls. Now, when water enters into the guard cells swells, and when the guard cell swells, it is moving in this direction, it is pulled in this direction, it is pulled in this direction, okay. When the guard cells swell, it is pulled like this, okay. So as a result, this stomatal pore is open. This is what we call stomatal pore, okay. So this stomatal pore gets opened. So this is the first condition. Now the second condition, the opposite to this, when guard cells lose water, okay, when guard cells lose water, okay, here when guard cells lose water like this, when water is moving out of these cells, okay, then what happens, do you know? This will shrink like this. The movement of the cell, the walls will move in this direction, okay. So like this, the wall will move in this direction. So as a result, this will constrict, okay, and because of that, the stomatal pore is closed, okay. So this is how opening and closing of stomatal pore is a function of guard cells. When the guard cells swell, the stomatal pore is opened. When the guard cells shrink, the stomatal pore is closed. So obviously, the opening and closing of the stomatal pore is a function of the guard cells. Now, moving to the next question. Question number 5. Give 3 examples of saprophytic nutrition. And one more question is, give 3 examples of parasitic nutrition. Actually, saprophytes are the organisms which derive nutrients from dead and decaying organic matter. Okay, saprophytes derive nutrients from dead and decaying organic matter. Okay, and parasites are the organisms which derive nutrients from the host organisms. These host organisms can be host plants or host organisms. Okay, now examples, if we see here, the 3 examples of saprophytic nutrition are bread molds, yeast, and mushrooms. So these are fungi. These are actually fungi. Okay, so fungi are saprophytes. Okay, and this type of nutrition is also called absorptive nutrition. This is also called absorptive nutrition. Okay, now moving to the next, the 3 examples of parasitic nutrition. Examples: leeches, tapeworms, lice. So these parasites, these organisms are called parasites. Okay, so they depend on host organisms for nutrients. So this is about the 5th question. Now let's proceed with the next question. Question number 6. Here is question number 6. Explain nutrition in amoeba. This question is frequently asked for 3 marks. Okay, we can write the answer by writing the subheading nutrition in amoeba. Amoeba is irregular. Okay, now it do not have a definite shape. Okay, so like this, it is irregular. Okay, now if you look here, these are pseudopodia. These are pseudopodia in amoeba. Okay, so amoeba takes in food using temporary finger-like extensions. these temporary finger-like extensions are nothing but pseudopodia. Okay, so it takes in food using temporary finger-like extensions of the cell surface which fuse over the food particle, forming a food vacuole. Okay, so these pseudopodia play important role in ingesting the food material. Okay, so this step is called ingestion. Okay, when the food is taken into the cell, it is called ingestion. Okay, now in the second step we can see inside the food vacuole. Okay, the ingested food is present in the food vacuole. Inside the food vacuole, complex substances are broken down into simpler ones which then diffuse into the cytoplasm. So this is called digestion. Okay, so breakdown of complex substances into simpler ones is called digestion process. Okay, after that the simpler ones, simpler nutrients are diffused into the cytoplasm. This step is called absorption. This is called absorption. Okay, and this in the cytoplasm the nutrients are oxidized to release energy which is used to perform different activities. Okay, that is called assimilation. And after that the remaining undigested material is moved to the surface of the cell and thrown out. This step is called egestion. Okay, so this is how amoeba is obtaining the nutrients from the surroundings, and the digestion process occur in the food vacuole, then absorbed into the cytoplasm, and it is utilized there, and undigested material is thrown out of the cell. That is called egestion. So this is all about nutrition in amoeba. This is called holozoic nutrition. Okay, now this is called holozoic nutrition or animal like nutrition. Okay, so this is all about question number 6. Now let's proceed with the next question, that is question number 7. Write the functions of secretions of gastric glands present in the wall of the stomach. This question can be asked for 3 marks. Okay, functions of secretions of the gastric glands present in the wall of the stomach. This is how you can write the subheading. Then after that, in a point-wise manner, you can write the answer. First point, the hydrochloric acid. This is one of the important secretion from gastric glands. The hydrochloric acid creates an acidic medium which facilitates the action of the enzyme pepsin. Okay, so this is one of the secretion called hydrochloric acid, and it is creating acidic medium which is facilitating the action of the enzyme pepsin to digest proteins in the stomach. The second secretion, pepsin, is an enzyme. Okay, now pepsin is a protein digesting enzyme. It digests proteins in stomach. This is also secreted from gastric glands. And the third secretion is mucus. Okay, mucus secreted from the gastric glands. Okay, now here goblet cells secrete mucus. Okay, mucus protects the inner lining of the stomach from the action of the acid under normal conditions. Okay, so these are 3 secretions from gastric glands and their functions. One of the most important question for 3 marks. Now let's proceed to the next question, that is question number 8. Here is the question number 8. Carnivores like tigers have shorter small intestine when compared with small intestine of herbivores. Why? So this question can be asked for 2 marks. Carnivores, they feed on meat. Okay, and herbivores, they feed on grass. Okay, now, or we can say plant matter. Okay, now why there is a difference in the length of the small intestine in both these types of animals? Okay, let's see. Herbivores eating grass need a longer small intestine to allow the cellulose to be digested. Okay, so longer small intestine allows the digestion of cellulose. Okay, now, so this is the reason herbivores have longer small intestine. Now, meat is easier to digest. Okay, now, therefore, carnivores like tigers, which feed on meat, okay, now, which feed on other animals, okay, they need a shorter small intestine because meat is easier to digest in that shorter small intestine. Okay, so this is one of the important question for 2 marks. Now let's proceed to the next question, that is question number 9. Yes, the small intestine is the site of complete digestion of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Explain. Dear students, upon complete digestion of carbohydrates, okay, glucose is formed. This is the end product. Okay, upon complete digestion of proteins, amino acids are formed. So these are the end products. Okay, and upon complete digestion of fats, fatty acids and glycerol are formed. Okay, now, so these are the end products of complete digestion of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Let's discuss, okay, now, how the small intestine is the site of complete digestion of these carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Okay, small intestine receives secretions from liver and pancreas. The secretion from liver is bile juice, okay, and the secretion from pancreas is pancreatic juice. Okay, now these both secretions, okay, bile juice and pancreatic juice, are received into small intestine. Okay, now the acidic food that is also called chyme, okay, the acidic food coming from the stomach is made alkaline by the bile juice coming from liver, so that pancreatic enzymes can act on it. Already here it is discussed. Bile juice is secreted from liver and it is received into small intestine. Okay, so this bile juice contains bile salts. These bile salts make the acidic food coming from the stomach into alkaline, and the alkaline food materials can be digested by pancreatic enzymes in the small intestine. Okay, now bile salts which are present in the bile juice, okay, so these bile salts break large fat globules into small globules and thereby increase the efficiency of enzyme action. So this process is called emulsification of fats. Okay, this process is called emulsification of fats. This emulsification is nothing but breakdown of large fat globules into small globules so that they can easily be digested by the enzymes. Okay, now moving to the next, pancreas secretes pancreatic juice which contains enzymes like trypsin for digesting proteins and lipase for digesting emulsified fats. Okay, so pancreatic juice contains enzymes like trypsin which digests proteins in alkaline medium and lipase for digesting emulsified fats in small intestine. Okay, now the enzyme present in intestinal juice finally convert proteins to amino acids, complex carbohydrates into glucose and fats into fatty acids and glycerol. So this is how complete digestion takes place in small intestine. Okay, the intestinal juice is also called succus entericus. Okay, this is one important concept. Okay, intestinal juice is also called succus entericus. It has the enzymes to digest the nutrients completely. into simpler ones. Okay, so this is the reason the small intestine is the site of complete digestion of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Okay, now moving to the next question, question number 10. How does the dental caries or tooth decay begin, and what is the consequence? What are the consequences of dental caries or tooth decay? The subheading can be kept like this: dental caries or tooth decay. Okay, and the first part of the question, okay, for this the answer can be written like this. Okay, tooth decay begins when bacteria acting on sugars produce acids. Okay, when bacteria act on sugars, they produce acids, and because of these acids tooth decay begin or dental caries begin. Okay, now the second part of the question, what are the consequences of dental caries or tooth decay? Okay, tooth decay, these acids which are produced by the bacterial action can cause gradual softening of enamel and dentine. Okay, now enamel is the hardest substance. Okay, remember, important. Okay, so these acids which are produced by the bacterial action can cause gradual softening of enamel and dentine. If untreated, microbes may invade the pulp, causing inflammation and infection. So this is a severe condition of dental caries. Okay, so this is all about question number 10 and the answer for it. Now moving to the next question, question number 11. How is the small intestine designed, okay, to absorb digested food? Okay, so design of the small intestine. This question is frequently asked for 3 marks. Okay, and this can be explained in this manner. Okay, so in 3 points we can write the answer. Okay, the inner lining of the small intestine has numerous finger-like projections called villi, very important, which increase the surface area for absorption. Here I will draw one structure, villus. Okay, now so this is one villus. It is a small, okay, now finger-like structure. Okay, the inner lining of the small intestine has numerous finger-like projections, and these projections are called villi. So these villi are increasing the surface area enormously for absorption. Okay, now the epithelial cells of the villi. So here if we look here like this, this is, let's suppose these are the epithelial cells. Okay, let's suppose these are the epithelial cells. Okay, so these are the epithelial cells of the villus. Okay, so these epithelial cells possess protoplasmic projections called microvilli. Okay, so each cell in the villus epithelium, okay, if it is magnified it will be like this. Okay, so like this protoplasmic projections are seen, okay, in each epithelial cell. Okay, so these protoplasmic projections are called microvilli. These are the microvilli. So villus, these are villi, and each villus is having several microvilli. All these structures, they are increasing the surface area for absorption. Okay, the villi are richly supplied with blood vessels. Okay, now so here arteries, veins and capillaries. Okay, now so they are distributed with arteries, veins, okay, and capillaries. Okay, so villi are richly supplied with arteries, veins and capillaries. And these capillaries absorb glucose, amino acids. Okay, now so this is how blood vessels that are present in the villi okay, they are playing important role in absorption of nutrients like glucose and amino acids along with the blood vessels. Okay, lymphatic vessels are also present. Okay, now lymphatic vessels are also present in villi, and these lymphatic vessels absorb the fatty acids. Okay, now so digested fats are absorbed by lymphatic vessels. Okay, they are also distributed here inside the villus structure. So this is how the small intestine is designed to absorb digested food. So three important aspects, if you explain, you will get full marks. Okay, so about villi, microvilli, blood vessels, and also lymphatic vessels. These structures are playing important role in absorption of digested food. Now, moving to the next question, that is question number 12. And this is question number 12. Draw a neat diagram of open and closed stomatal pore. This question can be asked for 2 marks. Okay, so here is the diagram of open stomatal pore, and this is closed. Okay, now open stomatal pore and closed stomatal. This is closed, this is open. Okay, now already the mechanism I have discussed in the previous question. These are the guard cells. They are rich in chloroplasts. Okay, guard cells have thick inner walls, thin outer and lateral walls. When water enters into guard cells, the guard cells swell, and as a result the movement of the walls will be in this direction. Okay, as a result the cells become turgid, they swell, and here the stomatal pore is opened. Okay, now this is opened stomatal pore. Now when water is lost from the guard cells, okay, then in that condition the movement of the walls will be in this direction. So obviously the cells, guard cells will shrink and stomatal pore is closed. So this is how a diagram can be drawn, and this is one of the important question for 2 marks. This is all about today's video. Here I have discussed few important questions from the topic nutrition from life processes chapter of class 10 biology. The other important questions will be discussed in the next video. If you are new to my channel, subscribe for more videos. Okay, if you liked it, share it with your friends. I'll be back with more videos. Have a great day. Thank you all.